By the way, we've got Madison Gann, we've got Bryce Bridges, we got Grayson over there, and Marilee Denson, all the staff. Of course, owners Tom and Denise Turner, member FDIC, First State Bank in Stamford. All right, Coach Hutch, we got oh, by the way, we got a guest speaker here, Hagan Hutchinson. Yeah, he's going to join us in just a bit. How about that? And make his picks.
He said speaker, get up here.
What's that? We've got Olney coming to town this week. They, I think they're 3-5, if I'm not mistaken. They did win those 3 straight games in a row.
Yes.
But tell us about Olney and what you expect on Friday night here at Bill Anderson Stadium.
Right. Well, I'll talk about their defense. You know, when you go back and watch them on film and watch their defense play similar offenses compared to us, what we're going to see is they're going to pack the box. They base out of a 4-3 defense. They're going to try to keep 7 in the box and try to man you up. And they've played some soft man and some really tight man, and then they'll mix that up and give you a little zone coverage. So we have some things in our package, you know, to hurt the man coverage, and then we also have some things in our package to hurt the zone coverage. But we've mainly been working on us, trying to get us better offensively. Our red zone efficiency hasn't been where I think it needs to be, so we've really been working on that. Our third down in medium, third down and long efficiency has not been where it needs to be, so we've put some wrinkles in there, and we're trying to get better in that respect. And then, you know, we've had some penalties happen at some really bad times, so we're stressing discipline and trying to get to where we run real smooth and not have any hiccups. Because when we play like we're capable of playing, we can march it up and down the field and go score.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll catch a little lull there where we'll make a couple of mistakes and get behind the chains, and then we just haven't been able to overcome them. So that's what we're trying to get better at. And, we're going to attack Olney just like we would attack anybody. We're going to stay with our bread and butter, and we're going to take what they give us and try to execute at a very high level and try not to make any mistakes.
All right, Olney, let's talk to Coach Jones. They do have a couple of receivers who's got some talent. Talk about offensively what they're going to throw at your defense.
Olney's a spread team. We're going to get a bunch of 2x2 sets and a bunch of 3x1 sets. They really like to throw the ball. A lot of out routes, what I call levels, concepts, and then some slants and some bubbles, some underneath stuff. They don't really take the top off of people. They've tried at times, but haven't had a lot of success with that. Sorry, but all the underneath stuff and like I said, that levels concept. They throw the ball well. Quarterback is about 6'4".
Yeah.
And you can turn on the film, and he stands out. He's kind of the one player that you turn on the film, and you're like, oh, that kid's definitely on the field. And so he has a great arm, really good at putting the ball in windows. Like Coach Hutch said, we're focused on getting us better in a lot of ways. Something that we haven't done a bunch of is send pressure and play some man-to-man. And so we're going to add that in a little bit so that we can keep getting better at that, so that if down the road we get to a position that we need to be able to send pressure, we're going to be able to do that. And so us being able to practice that in the game and work on it and keep improving on that is going to be good for us.
All right. Back to Coach Hutch for a minute. Tell me, Coach, going in with 2 games left in district, where the Bulldogs stand right now. That Cisco win over Holly, I know, was a big one the other night for them.
Right. So we're sitting in second, according to the district rules, and this next week will be a big telltale. This Friday night will be a big telltale when Anson and Cisco plays. If Anson were to upset Cisco, then that's going to throw it into a kind of a different scramble there. If that happens and we go down and we beat Holly, that would throw us in a tie for district. For the district crown, we'd be what they'd say co-champions. But because they beat us head to head, they would go out as the number 1 seed.
Right.
All right. So say Anson doesn't take care of business and beat Cisco, then that's going to leave us and Holly fighting, for that 2nd seed. Considering that we take care of business and get on.
Exactly, and that Holly game will be at Holly, I believe.
Yes.
A week from Friday, of course.
Yes, exactly.
So we're Anson we're Anson supporters this week, Anson fans, right?
Yep, we're rooting for Anson, yes.
All right. Hey, talk about the JV junior high. Anything coming up tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll just have one game. Olney combined their junior highs. They don't have a JV, so our junior high will be a combined 7th and 8th grade. And our JV will be up with our varsity this Friday night. And then next week, we'll be combined again with our 7th and 8th grade. And we should be able to play a JV game versus Holly on the last game, regular season game.
All right. 7 o'clock though Friday, Olney comes to town. Back-to-back home games for the Bulldogs.
Right.
That's
And
going to be pretty nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice. Junior high will
Yes, sir.
start at 4 tomorrow though.
Okay, junior high
We
at,
accommodate, at Olney, we had to accommodate Olney, their volleyball team is in the playoffs, so.
oh, okay.
So they want to move it to 4, so that's the reason that game got moved to 4.
All right, very good. So watch some football tomorrow in Olney, then Friday here at Bill Anderson Stadium. By the way, I like the Stamford Bulldog helmet you guys brought out. That's pretty cool right there. Man, lots of stars. Whose helmet was that with all those stars on there? Brayden, was that yours?
Well, yeah, well.
Yeah. Hey, we've
I
got.
think where all of our stars went.
I told you I was gonna say that.
Man, those are good looking helmets.
I don't think Landon would earn that many stars.
Hey, you gotta score a lot of touchdowns to get that many stars on your helmet.
Oh man, I mean it's got the blue on one side, the red stars on the other side. It must have 100 stars on it. All right. Hey, speaking of Brayden, we've got Brayden Jimenez here, and I want to have you pass the mic down and let's talk to Brayden, one of our seniors. Number 6, is that right?
Number 5.
5.
Yes, sir.
But you were 6 at one time, or
Yes, sir. I was 6 my sophomore year.
okay.
Yes,
All right, I
sir.
still remember you as 6. Number 5 in your Stamford Bulldog program. Of course, unfortunate you went down in that Lubbock game.
Yeah.
Tell us about that injury.
I went to go block for Mason Mueller on a run, and I stepped, and he kind of gave me a little shove, and when I planted, my knees kind of gave out, and I felt it, and I knew it wasn't normal. I knew it was something serious, and I mean, now it sucks. It sucks. I was heartbroken, and I was just glad, I was glad that my team got to finish it out. They gave up a good game, but I was very disappointed that I didn't get to finish the year, my senior year, with all my teammates. And we were on a good run, and they still are. So it's a disappointing injury, but I'm just trying to get back.
All right. When you went down, running back was lost, defensive back was lost, punter was lost. I mean, you played it all right there. So what's the prognosis on your knee? What do you think? Is there a timeline that you're looking at?
I'm hoping to get back for district before baseball. The way things are shaping up right now, I'm on a good pace for that, and so that's my goal. Trying to work to get back for that. I'm hoping to be back before playoffs for sure. So trying to slowly progress before then, so I can kind of get some games in before the playoffs. So.
Sure. And if I'm thinking correctly, that game against New Home last year, one of the games, maybe it was not against New Home. They were green and white, I think. Did you score the winning run or
against Ropes?
Against Ropes, yes.
Yes,
With the bases loaded, 2 outs.
Yes, sir.
I think the bottom of the 7th inning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell us about that. What do you remember about that play?
I remember being on deck, and I was like, okay, hopefully Christian can go win the game. And then he got intentionally walked, and then it was a good pitcher. He was a really good pitcher.
He was.
And so in my head, I was like, okay, I just need something in the gap, something in the outfield, and he took me to a 3-2 count. And my heart was racing, and I was scared. And then everyone's always said I've been good at the little hit and run bunts, and so I had one of those, and I just had to hustle it out, and it paid off. He called me out at first, and
Exactly.
I remember telling Coach Timp, I was like, Coach Timp, I was safe, I promise. Just go check. He's like, okay, just calm down. And then sure enough, they got together, and they ended up calling me safe, I was really excited because the Ropes was a really good team, so I was really excited to go one game up on them.
Oh, yeah, you were definitely safe.
Okay,
I called it even before he called you out. Safe at first base. Man, the winning run scores. That was pretty exciting,
Yes,
though.
sir, it
Enjoyed
was.
that. So, What is as being a Bulldog, what is one of your greatest memories? That's gotta be one of them right there. What else?
Definitely scoring the first touchdown in the state game.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. That was a really good memory. I remember after I was kind of didn't know what to do on national television, so I was like kind of scared. And everybody says, "You couldn't come up with a better celebration." I was like, in that moment, I don't know what to do. But that's definitely one of my favorite memories as a Bulldog, is scoring that touchdown.
Oh, man. So what are your plans after school?
I'm still trying to decide, but I think I'm gonna end up going to McMurray to get my business degree. That's what I'm leaning towards right now. And then my other option is just going to Texas Tech and get my engineering degree.
Okay.
So, yes, sir.
All right. What are your hobbies? What do you like to do when you're not playing football or baseball or?
I like hanging out with friends.
Okay.
Playing the game, just going to the golf course, one of my favorite things. I'm not very good at golf, but I try to play.
Yeah, well, that makes two of us.
Oh, yes, sir. But just hanging out with friends and just getting to enjoy time away from things a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
Brayden, I appreciate you being here. Is
Yes, sir.
anything
Thanks
else
for
about Brayden we need to, what's your favorite meal?
Ooh, I could eat me some chili dogs.
As a matter of fact, I smell some chili dogs cooking right
I
now.
love me some chili dogs.
Well, you've come to the right
Oh,
place.
yes, sir. Yes, definitely.
Oh, Brayden, I appreciate you coming out, and
Yes, sir.
thanks for, are you good at pick? Okay, he's not
No,
good
sir.
at
I'm
pick.
not good at them type of things.
Okay, well, I appreciate you, Brayden, so much. Brayden Jimenez,
Yes,
number
sir.
5 in
Number
your
5.
Stamford
Yes,
Bulldogs.
sir. Thank y'all for having me. Thank y'all.
Absolutely, thank you. Hey, we'll do our pick'em here in just a minute. Let me talk about the great sponsors. Again, like Big Country Crop Insurance, locally owned and operated in Stamford. Big Country Crop Insurance has a rich history rooted in a deep appreciation for the region's agricultural legacy. The team of agents dedicated to supporting local farmers and ranchers by providing reliable crop insurance solutions. Call them at 325-773-8000. Big Country Crop Insurance, 303 East Hamilton in Stamford. Playing another Tony Nauer. What's that? Oh, Jay! Well, I thought I did. Or maybe I didn't. Man, we gotta add Jay, that's
I don't know
for
how to
sure.
pause it.
I'll do another one for them.
Okay.
I'll be sure to add
Hey,
Jay.
Jay.
Or did you finish?
Jones, our thanks to Brayden Jimenez for coming out. And of course, our guest speaker, Hagan Hutchinson, will join us here in just a few minutes. So, are y'all ready to get to our pick'em? Let me put my glasses on. Hang on here, say something, Coach. Did we start it?
It started.
There we go. Thank you, Coach Jones. All right, let me get everything set. Man. All right, there we go. Time for the pick'em. Guess who's tied now for the lead? When I said 3 weeks ago, I said no more mercy. So I'm kind of moving up. I'm tied with Coach Hutch now. We are both. What are we, Coach Hutch? We're 48.
Have a very good week.
Yeah, we're both 48 and 31.
Yeah, the point spread is throwing me off. Where are they at?
Yeah, you've noted you don't like that point spread. Coach Jones 1 game behind, and Landon is only 2 back. How did you get 2 back? 46 and 33.
Change the rules.
Yeah. Are you sure there's not any shenanigans going on here?
Yeah.
Mid-spring.
Who else?
A little home cooking going on.
I'm telling you, Kay, Doctor Kay, you're 46 and 33, and I think she won last week.
Yes.
With the tiebreaker, absolutely. James Decker, 46 and 33. Teresa, 44-35. Eric Strand, 44 and 35. Brad Bevel, 42 and 37. Way to go, Brad. And Rodney Denson, 42 and 37. By the way, I want to mention Jay Jensen, also at the First State Bank in Haskell and Stamford. Appreciate him. And the folks at First State Bank for all your banking needs, whatever the case may be. And I think he was going to do something new. Is he here?
No, he's not here.
Okay, next week. But stay tuned, something special for our pickers next week from First State Bank. in Stamford. Huh? Can we announce that?
They were gonna present the winner
With a silver
I
eagle.
think so,
Yeah.
The overall winner?
And
each week.
silver has been going up, as we know. It's more than doubled here in the past 2 or 3 months. So, yeah, how about that? So we appreciate the First State Bank in Stamford for doing that. Coach, you can't reach my pen, can you, right there? Man, my arms are so short. All right, well, these are tough games. Are y'all ready? All right, Coach, let's go with Lubbock Monterey, a school you were at for 8 years, at Abilene High.
That's right.
Abilene High, 20-point favorites. What do you think?
Well, I would pick Abilene High on this, just a heads up, but I don't think they can beat Monterey by 20. I'm going with Monterey.
All right. Going with the points, Monterey. Coach Jones.
I need to pick one up to get back on even with the leaders. I think Hudson's a little biased right here with Monterey. Andy worked at Abilene High for a while, if I'm not wrong. But I'm going to go with Abilene High.
All right. You're going with Abilene High. All right. We've got, who else? Brad Bevel is next.
Hey, Abilene High is taking on Monterey, and Monterey has not been the same since Coach Hutch retired from Monterey. He left, and so they've been in disarray, and they're going to be in disarray on Friday night. I got Abilene High.
Going with Abilene High. All right. We've got Landon Denson. Had a big week last week. What do you think?
Well, hey, I put this game on here especially for Coach Hutch since he had ties to both schools at one time. So that was for Coach Hutch. This one's at Shotwell Stadium, I believe, so I'm going to go with the Eagles. I think they'll soar.
All right. Guest speaker, Hagan Hutchinson. How are you, Hagan?
Great, how are you, Carl?
You're out at the golf course now.
Yes, sir.
Tell me how things are going out there.
It's great, yeah.
All right. How's your golf game?
Not very good.
Compared with your dad, how's your golf game?
Great now.
Great.
His not very good.
Oh,
Not what it should be, I guess.
Right.
Oh,
Hey, talk a little bit about, before we picked your family and how you came back here. You were gone, Wichita
I've been in
Falls?
Wichita since I left for college. I was, when we leave, played at Midwestern for 5 years.
Right?
And I stuck around there, kind of got to the golf business, then went and coached for a couple years, and then got out of that and went back to the golf course. I've been at Burke since like 2019 or so, and then this past year had an opportunity to come back home. Jumped all over that, so glad to be back.
All right. What about your family? Anything there?
No.
Oh. Well, you got dad sitting over here. Mom's back here somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I'm living with them right now, so it's going all right.
You were were you part of both state championship teams?
Just just the one state championship. My junior year we got beat by Mason in the state championship, and then my senior year we ended up beating Mart. So part of one state championship. So proud of that.
Had to come back from behind in that game, right?
Yes, yeah, we did 21-7, I believe.
Right.
We were down, and then made it happen after the
There you go.
second half.
All right.
It was fun.
Well, Hagan, thanks for being here, man. Now we can get to your picks here. Abilene High, Monterey.
I'm not a believer in Monterey, but
Remember your dad said
I know. When he was there, they had some good playoff teams, but yeah, I'm going with the Eagles -20. Yeah.
All right. We've got James Decker, Mayor Decker here. What do you think?
I mean, -20, 3 touchdowns, that's a lot, but Shotwell Stadium, the Warbirds are good. They're kind of on a roll. I think they'll cover the spread with the ease, maybe like 28 points.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Coach, but I'm going with Abilene High in that game. All right. Man, Graham at Brock. Now, if you remember last year, Graham, I think, beat Brock early in the season. Brock came back and hammered Graham late in the season.
That's close. Went to overtime, I think.
Oh, it did. Was it 31-30 or something like that?
Yes.
Okay, so that was a close game. Brock is having a great year, though. What do you think, Coach Hutch?
I think Graham is a little bit down from last year, and I think Brock is still rolling, so I'm going with Brock.
All right, Coach Jones?
I mean, Brock gets new kids every year, right? So they may be a completely different team than they were last year, so I'm going with Brock.
All right, that's Weatherford High School 2 right there at Brock. What do Shame on me. What do you think, Brad?
I think Brock's NIL game is too strong, so I'm gonna take the Eagles over the Steers, unfortunately.
All right, Landon.
Well, I need to pick up a game on these guys. Graham, they've got probably one of the biggest offensive lines in 4A football, even 5A football. They're huge. If they can slow down the pace of the game and kind of control the line of scrimmage, I think they can play within that 17. Give me the Graham Steers and 17 points.
We'll give you Graham and 17. What do you think, Hagan?
Landon, I'm not sure about that, man. They beat Burnett a couple weeks ago by maybe 12 or 13 points. Brock.
Okay. Hagan says Brock. Mayor Decker, what do you think?
Well, I picked Graham. I thought they could cover at -17. Then I looked at Dave Campbell, and they've got the spread at 31 points. So I'm feeling worse about that choice, but I'm not going to change my answer.
Oh.
We're going to roll with it. And Graham is probably going to get beat by 30 points, and my Breckenridge Buckaroo wife is going to tell me never trust Graham under any circumstances after the fact. So, but we'll see what happens. I'll zig where Coach Hutch zags.
All right, I'm going with Brock as well. Win that to cover that 17 and win that game big. Anson at Cisco. We talked about that game earlier. Cisco 4-point favorites. What do you think, Coach Hutch?
It's a toss-up, honestly, but I have to root for Anson because we need him to win.
All right, you're going with Anson. What do you think, Coach Jones?
You know, I think if you look at the two teams, Anson has a difference maker, and Cisco has a bunch of really good players. But I think that when you have one special athlete that you can get the ball to, that he can do some special things, and so I'm going to go with Anson.
All right. Does Anson have their quarterback back yet?
I think
kid?
this is the week.
Okay.
The other kid's playing so well.
This is the week. Okay. Brad Bevel, what do you think?
I'm rooting for the Tigers, but unfortunately, the defensive game plan of Cisco is going to be a little bit better. We'll take Cisco.
All right, Landon, what do you say?
Same. I'm rooting for the Tigers. I hope they can pull that off. But this one's at Cisco. Cisco's pretty solid. That running back's hard to take down. I'm going to go with Cisco -4.
All right, Hagan Hutchinson, what do you say?
This is a pretty tough one. I went to the Cisco Holly game last week and couldn't believe Cisco pulled that out. They're pretty gritty. But Anson's got some playmakers. It's going to be a toss-up. So I'll take Cisco at home.
All right, Cisco at home. James, what do you think?
With all due respect to our neighbors down 277, I'm not going to trust Anson to do anything when we need their help. So I think Cisco's going to cover. Cisco beat Holly. They beat us. They're a better team than Anson for sure.
Their defense is tough, no doubt about that. But Anson does have some offensive playmakers, like Hagan said. That St. John kid is one of the best in the big country. And I'm going to go with Anson to cover. So let's go with Anson on that pick. Jim Ned, 14-point favorites at Clyde, who beat Sweetwater last week. What do you think, Coach Hutch?
Yeah, it's a great matchup, but I think Jim Ned is rolling. I think they'll cover that spread, so I'm taking Jim Ned.
All right. Yeah, you saw them earlier this year in that scrimmage. Coach Jones?
They're really good defense.
You know, I know Clyde has won 2 in a row. They beat Comanche 2 weeks ago. They beat Sweetwater last week. But if you compare the scores, they haven't beat them like Jim Ned's beat them. So I think Jim Ned is going to cover at 14.
All right, we've got Brad Bevel.
Jim Ned got their running back. He's been out a little bit. They also changed offensive coordinators a couple weeks ago, and they've averaged about 45 a game since he took over. I'm going to take Jim Ned.
Absolutely. Landon, what do you think?
I think this is a game of two sides. I think Clyde's offense is very potent. I think Jim Ned's got a good defense. They're solid offensively as well. I like Clyde's quarterback. I think being at home and they've got a chance to win a district championship. I'm going to go with the Bulldogs to cover that that 14.
They are playing at Clyde. What do you think, Hagan?
Well, I don't know a whole lot about these two teams, but I haven't seen a whole lot. I did see, I watched a little film on Clyde this year. They look pretty good, so Clyde at home.
All right, you'll take the 14 then. All right. What do you think, James?
I picked Clyde to cover that large spread against Sweetwater last week, and it worked with the rain and the disruption of the weather, but 2 touchdowns for Jim Ned. I mean, look at what Jim Ned's done this fall.
Yeah.
The only team that hadn't hung with is Wall, and Wall's going to win a state championship.
Oh, yeah.
Jim Ned will win by 2 touchdowns and then some.
I think so, too. I'm going to go with Jim Ned to cover and then some over Clyde. All right, on to college. Man, Vanderbilt at Texas, who is actually 2.5-point favorites. Well, they struggled the last 2 weeks. Vanderbilt did too, but that was against a good Missouri team last week. What do you think, Coach Hutch?
I'm still a Texas fan. I think they're gonna get it turned around at some point. They still got a lot of weapons, and I think they'll get it together, so I'm going with Texas.
All right, they are 2.5-point favorites at home. What do you think, Coach Jones?
You know, I saw earlier in the week that Arch was in the concussion protocol. I watched the last play of the UT game last week where their backup threw an absolute ball in the corner of the end zone. But one play doesn't say everything, and so that Vanderbilt quarterback that I've watched all year is unreal.
He is.
And so I'm going to go with Vanderbilt.
Okay, what do you think, Brad Bevel?
Oh, I like the way Vanderbilt plays. They're tough, they're gritty, they like to control the ball, and the quarterback is a lot of fun to watch. They don't score a lot of points, and I think going on the road, Texas, their real strength has been their defense. But so I'm going to take Texas, and that's hard for me to say. But I think if they don't win this, they're in trouble.
All right, Landon.
Yeah, Texas, they've got their backs against the wall. I'm not sure about their quarterback situation. I bet it's a game time decision between Arch and the backup. I love Vanderbilt's quarterback, Diego. He's probably one of my favorite collegiate players right now. Plays a lot like Johnny Manziel. I'm going Vanderbilt.
All right, Hagan Hutchinson, what do you say?
Well, let's take Texas minus 2.5 at home. Big Texas fan.
All right, there you go. How about James? What do you think?
Texas should be embarrassed the way they played the last 2 weeks. Should have lost both of those games. I don't care if it's in Austin or not. Diego Pavia, Clark Lee, that Vanderbilt defense, that wild offense, you never know what they're going to do. Gary Kill, Tim Beck, those guys they imported from the lower levels, they're going to win that. Vanderbilt's for real. They might win a playoff game.
All right, listen to y'all. I want to go back with Vanderbilt, but I'm going with Texas at the 2.5 points right there. So I think Texas wins it outright there at home. We'll see though. Texas Tech now, the big question right there at Kansas State is who's going to be their quarterback for Tech, since I think Hammond went down last week. What do you think, Coach Judge?
Well, I love Kansas State. I love their scheme. But Morton's supposed to be back this week.
Okay.
And they're still a $25 million team. You put that kind of caliber of player out there, they can cover that 7.5. So I'm taking Texas Tech.
All right, Baron Morton back, yeah. All right, what do you think, Coach Jones?
I'm going with Tech as well. They lost one a few weeks ago, and I think that they're just going to get on a roll right here at the end of the year and try to make a playoff push.
By the way, they're 7.5-point favorites over K-State. What do you think, Brad Bevel?
I think there's a strong NIL game in Lubbock, Texas, and the quality is good. You see them; they finally have a defense. I've been with them since they started. I'm going to continue. Red Raiders 7.5.
All right, Landon, what do you think?
Hey, all these guys are just upset because Tech's getting in the game. They're actually putting some money out there, just like Texas A&M, UT, Alabama, some of those other guys. So we're leveling the playing field. We've got a guy that's putting some money towards it. This is at the Little Apple in Manhattan. Kansas State's tough, but Texas Tech's defense is good, and defense usually travels. I'm going Red Raiders.
All right. What do you think, Hagan?
I agree with these past two guys. That Red Raiders defense is something to be reckoned with. Shout out Jacob Rodriguez, Wichita Falls. Right?
Yeah.
He's a stud. I'm taking Tech -7.
All right, James, what do you say?
I'm gonna continue along here so I don't look like a fool if we get if we get it wrong. But over a touchdown is a lot at Bill Snyder Family Stadium on the windswept plains of Kansas. But it's that Tech defense. Kansas State's playing better, but they've looked really, really mediocre this year. So Tech's gonna get it done and keep it going. Probably a defensive battle in those running backs.
Yeah, I like Tech too, but Kansas State, they got that Avery Johnson, had a really good game last week, I believe. I saw the numbers on that, and they are tough at home. They always pull an upset or two. Like when they beat Texas a few years ago, and they were underdogs. But I still like Tech to win the ball game on the road. Oh, boy, this next one. Oklahoma and Tennessee, who is 3.5-point favorites at Tennessee. What do you think, Coach?
It's a toss-up.
Man.
It's a toss-up. I just think Tennessee's a little more explosive offensively. I think they're gonna cover that 3.5 point spread, so I'm taking Tennessee.
All right, Coach Jones.
I haven't been super impressed with Mateer since he hurt his thumb. It's hard to win at Tennessee, and so I'm gonna take Tennessee and 3.5 points.
All righty, what do you think, Brad?
Big struggle by the Oklahoma offensive line and just their offense in general. It's really been a struggle to watch and putting up points on the board. Tennessee does have a great offense. I will say, my wife made a good point last week. Tennessee's defense, their tackling is optional at times. They're not very good on the back end, but I'm going to take Tennessee in this one.
All right, who we got? Landon.
Well, we put this one on here just for Coach Jones because I knew he would pick Oklahoma. I thought I'd catch a game. So, anyways, he pulled us there a little bit. I think Tennessee's quarterback Aguilar is playing at a high level right now. Their defense is kind of optional at times, but I think being at home, I think they'll put up enough points on the board, and not sure Oklahoma can hang with them on Volunteers.
All right, Landon goes with Tennessee. Hagan Hutchinson, what you say?
Well, we got us another toss-up here. Oklahoma looking pretty shaky the last few weeks, but if they can run the ball like they have last week, it's going to be really close. But I'm still going with Tennessee at home. They're just too explosive.
All right, James, what do you say?
I caused some confusion several weeks ago when I referred to Oklahoma as the land thieves. I guess not everybody has spent as much time on college football internet message boards as I did once upon a time, but I think the land thieves are going to go into Neyland Stadium and take a win away. Both these teams Oklahoma really needs a win if they want to have any shot of high-end, playoffs or near it. And Tennessee has been very erratic, so let's go with Oklahoma.
All right, I'm with you. I'm going to go with the Sooners. Take the points, go with the Sooners. Oklahoma's our bad boy. Tarleton, who's unbeaten, having a great year. Number 2 in their division, I guess, in football. ACU's having a great year as well, though. What do you think, Coach Hutch? 15.5 point favorites for Tarleton at ACU.
15.5 is a lot of points, but they are ranked number 2 in the nation for a reason. So I think they'll cover that spread. I'll go with Tarleton.
All right, Coach Jones.
This is one of those games that I wanted to go watch, and I'm not going to be able to. I know if you know Coach Hearn over at Cisco, his son's the tight end at Tarleton, and he's in the top 5 in the nation of points scored as tight ends in FBS, and him and that Tarleton offense are just unreal, and so I'm going to go with Tarleton.
All right. What do you think, Brad?
Watched Tarleton a couple of times, and I'm a class of '93 at Tarleton State, and big fan of what they got going on, and they looked really good. ACU's got a good team, but man, Tarleton can open it up in a hurry. And so between that and the fact that Tarleton did a good job recruiting my friend down here, Hagan Hudson, back in the day, I really wanted to be a Texan at that time. But anyway, I'm got Tarleton winning this one.
All right, Landon.
Well, I'm a little younger than Mr. Bevel over here. I'm in the class of 03. Tarleton, this is always a good game. It's a rivalry. It's at ACU. I think Tarleton's really good. Their quarterback's good. Coach Whitten does a really good job over there recruiting. I'm going Texans.
All right, Hagan, what do you think?
Well, yeah, we do have another old LSC rivalry. Yeah, Tarleton seems to be the real deal. I'm going with Tarleton.
All right, James.
Tarleton might be the best FCS team not named North Dakota State. They're really good. I didn't go to Tarleton, but my younger sister did, and my dad did. My dad was an alum. Actually, when they elected a dog homecoming queen, that was the highlight of the football season back in those days. Ask him about that sometime. Tarleton's going to cover the spread.
All right. Probably maybe a bad pick, but I think ACU will cover the 15.5. I don't think they're going to win, but I think they'll play a fairly close game. So I'm going with ACU. Boy, Penn State and Ohio State, who is 20.5 point favorites in that game. Man, what do you think, Coach?
Again, it's a lot of points. I think Penn State has a lot to prove after losing their head coach, and I don't think that Ohio State can cover that spread, so I'm going with Penn State.
Yeah, that's a big number. What do you think, Coach Jones?
I'm going with Penn State as well. I think they've kind of just been in an erratic state, and I think it's kind of leveled out and smoothed out a little bit, and they still have a unreal football team. Great players, great athletes, and so I don't think they're gonna win this game, but I think they'll cover the spread.
All right, Brad, what do you say?
Buckeyes have got a really good team, and you know, I think the point that we're kind of missed at this point is the fact that they don't really have anybody on their schedule anymore.
Right.
And so every game, they've got to kind of make a statement that want to be that number 1 seed going in the playoffs, and I don't think anybody can touch them, and I don't think Penn State will touch them this week, so I'm going with Buckeyes.
All right, Landon?
I was really excited when we put this game on there. I told Brad whenever we were picking them, I said, I can't wait to hear some of the guys' answers here, because I think it's gonna be closer than that 20 and a half. I think Penn State's got a lot to prove. That interim coach, he's gonna, you know, he's got some stuff to prove. I think they're a solid football team. I'm gonna go with Penn State.
All right, Hagan Hutchinson, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely Penn State needs to do something, figure it out over there. They're struggling. But, you know, I just don't see him playing very good football right now. I'm going with Ohio State.
What do you say, James?
I feel like Ohio State is the defending national champion and somehow flying under the radar.
Yeah.
I think they're probably pretty clearly the best team in the nation. I think they're going to cover that spread with ease. They might win like 42-14 or something. I don't know, Penn State may not score 14 points.
Wow, okay. You know, I'm gonna take Penn State and the points. I don't think they're gonna win, but, I think it's gonna be like a 14, 15-point game. So we'll see. Chiefs and Bills to the NFL. The Chiefs a point and a half favored at Buffalo, by the way. Coach, what do you think?
Chiefs always have the Bills number, so 1.5 point spread. Chiefs will win by 3, so they'll cover the spread. I'm going
All
with
right. Going with the Chiefs. What do you think, Coach Jones?
The Chiefs have been shaky at times this year, and I think the Bills have pretty much been rock solid all year with Josh Allen back there. I don't think that Josh Allen is the best quarterback in this game, but I think the Bills may be a better overall team. And so I'm going to take the Bills to win at home this week.
Wow, Brad, what do you think?
Well, Josh Allen is my fantasy quarterback, and he's been pretty solid.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say I think the Chiefs got a better team. They've really picked up steam here in the last few weeks and look like the best team to me.
They look good, what was that, Monday night against the Redskins or whatever they're called these days? So, all right, what do you think, Landon?
Hey, I'm a huge Josh Allen fan. He's a FFA kid at heart, small town kid there. If this was at Arrowhead, I think it might be different, but this one is at Buffalo. And during the regular season, Buffalo's kind of had the Chiefs number. Just when they get in the playoffs is when they struggle. But I'm going to go Bills.
All right, Hagan, Chiefs, Bills.
Jones, I want to take a shot at you right here.
Oh.
I got it totally opposite. I think the Chiefs are playing really good ball right now. They did start a little shaky, but they're playing really, really good ball. And the Bills, I can't figure them out. Either they're really, really good or they're really bad. So,
Yeah.
taking the Chiefs.
All right, Hagan says Chiefs. James, what do you say?
You know, the amount of time I've spent watching the NFL this season would be about the same amount of time I've spent rooting for the Anson Tigers, which is to say 0. But Ralph Wilson's or Stadium, whatever they call it, Josh Allen, small town FA kid, Wyoming. I've always been a big fan of him. Let's go Bills.
All right, I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I think they win that game by 7 points over the Bills. We shall see. All right, that's our picks. Now it was won last week by the tiebreaker, by the way. So we had Looters of Oka at Paint Creek, and I'll be there for that game, by the way. In Paint Creek, they've renovated the stadium. It looks really nice. And what do you think, Coach Hutch? Battle of Brothers here, by the way. The Waters brothers.
Is that right?
That's right.
Well, I started to put 100 down. Then I noticed that you can't go over. So I played it. I scratched it out. I played a little safe. So I'm saying 75 points.
75. All right, Coach Jones, what do you think?
I don't think it's anywhere close to that. I'm going to go with Looters scoring a touchdown early and then Paint Creek turning around and 45 numbers. So I'm going to go 59.
All right. What do you think, Brad?
Well, the Water Bowl is what they call that, with both Waters boys coaching them. Big game, homecoming for Paint Creek this weekend on Saturday evening, I think. It's 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
And so if you're interested in 6-man game, that'd be a good one to see. I've got the number being 62.
All right, Landon. I think he's gonna say 62-2.
Hey, there's a lot of excitement going on out at the Creek right now. They win this game, they get a chance to play next week to go to the playoffs, and I'm not sure how long it's been since they've been to the playoffs.
Well, they do.
It's probably been a minute. So, I was kind of like Jones. I think Looters of Oak will score early, and then here comes the route with Paint Creek. I had 62 picked, but scratch that. I'm going 63.
All right. What do you think?
I have no idea about this game. Don't watch a lot of 6-man football. I picked 80 points, so.
80 points. All right, James, what do you say?
51 points, Paint Creek wins, and it's over at halftime. It's a 45-point spread on 6manfootball.com.
Right. I'm going with 54. I think it's going to be about a 48-6 game. Looters of Oka, so I'll put it to the 54.
Start researching it like you do.
Yeah, do more research on your 6-man stuff,
Maybe
okay?
that's why I haven't been doing very good on the spread stuff.
What's that?
The baseball game?
Oh, the baseball game. We got more here. The World Series tied at 2 games apiece. Blue Jays won last night, and the Dodgers, they play Game 5 tonight. And what do you think, Coach? Blue Jays, Dodgers.
I'll be honest, I don't follow Major League Baseball very much. But it seems like I saw on ESPN or somewhere the lineup of the batting percentages, and I'm pretty sure it was the LA Dodgers, and it was pretty impressive. So
Yeah.
I'm going with the Dodgers.
All right. You know, they beat Ohtani last night, by the way. Hey, Jones, what do you think, Coach Jones?
And I was going to talk about Ohtani. I think he's the best player in baseball.
Yeah.
And you can't pick against the best player, I don't think. So I'm going to go with the Dodgers.
All right. What do you think,
Yeah,
Brad?
it's been an entertaining series. I didn't stay up and watch those 18 innings of the night, but
Yeah.
I retired after the 7th inning, but I'm going to take the Dodgers in 7.
All right. What do you think, Landon?
Well, if the Dodgers don't win, Trump may increase the tariffs on Canada up there. I'm going Dodgers.
All right. David Hutchins, what do you say?
Oh, man, I got a totally different take on this. I think the Blue Jays lineup top to bottom is a lot better. I mean, you got your stars with the Dodgers, but all the way through, they got a few holes.
Yeah.
I think the pitching staff for the Jays is pretty good too, so I'm going with the Blue Jays.
Going with the Blue Jays. James, what do you say?
First time I ever remember crying in a baseball game was '93 when Joe Carter hit the walk-off home run to beat the Phillies.
Off who?
Mitch Williams.
There you
Wild
go.
Thing.
The Wild
I
Thing.
didn't even care about the Phillies, but I didn't think it was right that a Canadian team was winning the World Series. That seemed against the law to me. Still not over it. Dodgers are going to win.
All right. I'm going with the Blue Jays here. I will go with Toronto. So the picks are in the books here. We'll see how they go. They will be tabulated right over there.
Bless my week.
And we'll see who gets the Silver Eagle next week. Silver Eagle coin. All right. Fun times tonight. Coach Hutch, back to you for just a minute. Anything else on the game this Friday night, or Bulldog or Lady Bulldog sports?
It is senior night this week.
Oh,
so,
okay.
the last time our seniors get to play on our field and take their walk at the end of the game. We got a snapshot on Friday to determine the classifications, and girls basketball is already in the practice. They're allowed to practice now by UIL rules, and then they will be scrimmaging this Saturday, I believe, in Eastland.
Okay. In Eastland.
So
Yeah,
I know Coach Hollis is pretty fired up. He said that they're way further along this year than they were last year, so it was good to hear from him.
They are going to realignment the first Monday in February. And did you say that number is being taken later this week, or?
Yeah, it's
been
taken
taken?
Friday.
It is?
Friday is the snapshot day. So
October
so whatever
31st.
your enrollment is on Friday, that's what you'll turn into the UIL.
Wow, okay, we shall see come, whatever that February day is, first Monday in February, I think.
It's always exciting.
Oh, it is. Yeah, absolutely. Let me get Brayden here before I go back to Coach Jones. I forgot what I was going to ask you, Brayden. Can you read my mind?
No, sir.
Oh, the senior walk Friday night. You're going to be a part of that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How's that going to feel? What do you think?
It's gonna be a little sad.
Yeah.
Just knowing that I didn't get to play one last time on that field. But the last time I did play on that field, I left it all I had on against the other
Yeah.
So, but it's gonna be a little disappointing. But I'm glad I get to walk the field with my friends one more time. So that's the only plus side of it. I do got one more memory.
All right, the floor is yours. We got plenty of time. 4.5 hours.
Going back to the state game, it was 4th and 3, and I remember calling my own fake punt.
Oh.
And to this day, it'll always be my favorite memory because I always hear people, "Oh, that was a gutsy call from Coach Hutch." I know in my head, I'm like, yeah, Coach Hutch would knew I was calling it.
Do you remember what I told you after you did that?
Yeah, what did he tell you after you did that? Can you repeat
I
it?
don't remember.
I can.
But I can guarantee you it wasn't good. But
You better be glad you made that.
He did make it, by the way, yes.
that'll always be one of my favorite memories because it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. I'm glad you brought that up. That was such a classic game, 3 overtimes. It was a tough one to lose, but one of the best state games ever, no doubt about that. So, Coach Jones, what do you have to say about Coach Brayden Jimenez?
Oh, Brayden is an absolutely great kid. He's one that it hurt us so much losing him. Whether you're talking about his ability as an athlete, but more important, his leadership. Brayden is a great leader of people, and so losing him really hurt us as losing a leader. Somebody that had played 3 years on varsity and had been a tremendous player all 3 years. Losing him really hurt. Glad that he's still around for a few more months before graduation, and really pulling for him and hoping that he gets back for some baseball because he's a tremendous player and you want nothing but the best for kids. So.
No doubt about that. Brayden, I appreciate you being here. Coach Jones, Coach Hutch, as always. Anything else before we wrap it up?
I believe that's it.
Hey, Carl.
All right.
Can we mention the FFA Creed?
Oh, that's right, the FFA Creed contest. That's in
Indianapolis.
where? James Decker, tell me all about that.
Yeah, so Caroline Shoemaker is representing Stanford at the National FFA Convention in Indianapolis right now, doing the Green Hand Creed speaking, which is the premier. I mean, that's the FFA event of all events. Every kid has to learn the creed, and to win nationals, that's like a dream come true. She advanced to the top 4 this afternoon and competed around about 5 p.m. And Mr. Bevel said that they were going to announce those results at Lucas Oil Stadium, the stadium where the Colts play, at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So keep following the Stanford High School, Stanford FFA Facebook pages. They'll be updating that. She and Kurt Muehlstein, our ag teacher there, we're proud of her.
Man, absolutely. Way to go, Caroline. Man, that's pretty special. I think the other 3 contestants are from Hawaii, Oklahoma,
Idaho.
and Idaho. All right, so good luck to Caroline, and we'll find out tomorrow. I really appreciate you bringing that up too, James. All right, Coach Hutch, anything else on the game this Friday or anything else?
No, I don't have any other thing other than I couldn't have said it any better than Coach Jones said on Brayden. As far as that, the first thing that comes in my mind is him. Man, we lost a great leader on our football team. He's a great kid, and I already kid him now. I said, hey, now you have to be the coach on the sideline and help us coach a little bit. So he's already asking for the headset. So I'm sure he'll probably call a fake punt or something. Anyway.
What did you say after that fake punt?
Maybe the
He never told us.
I just said, hey, you better be glad you made it.
That's awesome. Well, that is going to wrap it up for the Coaches Show today. Thanks to our great sponsors. We have the Big Country Crop Insurance, of course, all the folks here, Landon and Brad and Kay and Ronnie and Randy, Teresa and everybody else. And of course, 4-Star Agri Center as well, thanks to Tony. And First State Bank, where I think next week we're starting and we said it before, the Silver Eagle coin giveaway. Silver going up like it is to the winner on the Pick 'em Show. So that's going to wrap it up for us here on the Network One Sports. We appreciate everybody tuning us in, either here or on Facebook. I think it's going to be on YouTube too, I believe, soon.
Yeah, follow my Facebook. I'll have some updates on that.
Follow James Decker and his Facebook on that. So for Coach Hutchinson, Coach Jones, Carl Wayne saying good night from Stamford here on the Stamford Coaches Show for Big Country Crop Insurance in Stamford.